And I think P.T. Flea would be a good film all by himself. Like P.T. Flea joins the seminary, something. Yes.
There was an episode of Frasier where we saw what Cliff had been up to since Cheers. But it's been a decade since then. What do you imagine Cliff is up to these days?
Well, I always thought, because it was right at the beginning of the, what do you call it, the interweb? What's that thing? The beginning of the internet, and then Cliff got on and started a website called Ask Cliff. And then after that, you know, for a few years, and then somebody bought it for, let's say, $500 million. And then Cliff had all the money he could ever spend in 100 lifetimes. But he ends up spending it anyway. And I'm sure it has to do with like Las Vegas, a yacht, you know, Maseratis, and French chorus girl laughing at him, stealing all his money or something. So, and then at the end, he's delivering pieces. So that's where Magic Cliff is. But he's got a heck of a story to tell.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, cool. Two parts to this question now.
Dude.
First.
Dude.
In Cheers, behind the scenes, we heard you had to drink near beer. So the first question is, how bad was the near beer? And the second question is, after this, you want to grab a real beer with me and my buddies.
What was the second part of that question?
You want to grab a real beer with us after this.
You have real beer with you?
Yeah, we.
Get real beer real fast. There's a bar right over there.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was near beer. It was horrible. It was like drinking a cup of salt. So if you ever see the Cheers again, you'll see, you know, the coach or somebody pours me a beer. I got a full beer, and then I say behind, I go, all right, and then I go like this, and then the camera cuts away to somebody else, and then it comes back to me, and I'm going, and it's halfway drunk. But when the camera goes away to somebody else, I lean over and pour it in a cig. And nobody ever sees that. So I never really I never drank it at all. But every now and then, George Wendt and I would have the prop master put a real Heineken in the glass. If the show was going really late, we only had one other scene to do, then we'd go for the real stuff. And today I'd go for Irish whiskey, I think. Now, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I mean, cool.
I wanted to say thank you very much for coming. And I've been coming to DragonCon for 10 years, and nobody in my family is like a fan of anything I'm a fan of. And they're all going to think I'm really cool because I got to talk to you. So thank you for that. And so
Well, you are really cool. I can tell.
I was wondering, how did you hear of DragonCon?
How did I do what?
How did you hear of DragonCon? Because I was so thrilled and excited when your name came up on the guest list. I never thought I'd get a chance to see you in person.
I got a flat outside. I was on my way to somewhere else. I just came to the phone. What's that?
That's happened to a lot of us here. You're a very good company. We don't know how we ended up here.
Maybe there's nails in the road or something. We should look into that. Well, thank you.
Hi. Until now, I've never realized you've done voices for so many Pixar movies. I love that kid, so I want to thank you for that. And my question is, what influenced you to continue doing voices for Pixar? Because some of the characters you voiced were very minor, even one-line characters.
Like the Underminer. I am the Underminer!
So what just generally influenced you to continue doing Pixar voice work?
They pay me.
There you go.
That's why I love America. America so much. Okay. But no, you know, also, all kidding aside, one of the grand things about working for Pixar, and they do things the old-fashioned way. They start with a very high standard. They work as hard now on their, I don't know how many we've done, 15, 16? But they'll work as hard on the one they're doing now, which I just recorded last week, as they did on their very first Toy Story. It's not, they ignore all the facts that they're considered the most successful film studio in the history of film. With all the Academy Awards and this and everything that they've won, they ignore that. They'll work for 3 years just on the story. And so, and to me, that's the way it's kind of like the educational system used to be in America. It's just, here's the standard. Your job is to reach it. We're not going to lower the standard because you're a knucklehead. Here's where it is. And that's the way Pixar operates, and that's why it's, you know, so always a guarantee that it's going to be a good, high-quality film.
All right, thank you.
I got a chance to see you in a action role once in one of those highbrow films, House to the Second Story.
Yeah, that's where I played the adventure electrician.
Yeah.
I had a sword in my toolbox.
I was going to ask, where might we see you pop up in another action role? What would you like to do if you could go pick
I lived in England for 10 years, and I did about 23 films over there. Most of them were action films. There's one that, you know, I haven't seen anywhere on TV, called Twilight's Last Gleaming, and where I played a commando. Burt Lancaster was in it, and a lot of actors that some of you probably never heard of. Yeah, no, I did. Let's see, another one was Arabian Adventure, another one was Warlords of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah? You seen it? You saw that?
Yes, I did.
Huh?
In the theater at Peterson Air Force Base on the Kitty Matinee Day.
No kidding. When was that? Like 1812? But no, as a matter of fact, because my son and daughter, there was a still photograph of that or something. My daughter found the internet. She says, "Dad, you were ripped." Yeah, honey. Yeah. Yeah. When pizza happened. But yeah, that was. So I've done quite a lot of action adventure. And in real life, I actually do things like archery and I shoot things. But because we're in Atlanta, I can say that. I'll throw it out. Varmints, I go varmint hunting. So we have any varmint? Everybody got a farm? You have varmints you need to get rid of? You call me. I'm your guy. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Out of all of the Pixar movies and all the voices that you've done, what was your favorite character you voiced and why? Your favorite character?
Is this Groundhog Day? Well, P.T. Flea is a very avaricious character. And, yeah, it's, I'll probably hand me the pig. It's Mr. Evil Detective puts up to you.